Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up, Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. Martell apparently going off on Marceau and Letitia. Okay, Letitia Scott, Marceau Scott. Letitia in particular catching a bunch of strays from the shit that Martell was talking about Marceau. Now, you guys, I don't watch that show anymore. I am so happy I don't review that show any longer. I do not miss Love and Marriage Huntsville at all. What fucking episode are they on? It got to be episode 30, somewhere around there. This is still that same fucking season. And they still going on. And this is still the same season where Kiki passed. Crazy, y'all. It is crazy how much Carlos King works that particular show like a damn mule. Them people don't even get a break. Every time you turn around, Carlos is bringing Love and Marriage Huntsville. They need some time off, okay? Because it's clear that don't nobody on the fucking show like each other, especially Mel does not like everybody. I'm sure Mel feels like it's her show. It's not her show. But her and Martell were the ones that brought that show to Carlos King. And so she probably has a feeling like these people ain't putting me off of my own fucking show. You know, I'm the one that was the brain behind this kind of thing. And now, so I feel like Mel probably feels like, and I'm sure Mel makes a good, cute coin from that show as well. They all do, the main characters anyway. I'm sure they make good money from it. So they just continue to come back again and again and again. But the toxicity on that show is just unmatched, unparalleled. It's just too much. Okay. And they have this kind of shit every season. It's some big ass story that just blows up and So in this case, like I said, Martell was going off on Marceau. And in the meantime, he was talking about Letitia and like some of the friends that she's messed with that Martell knew back in the day before she got married. But still, he was saying a lot of shit that don't no husband want they wife being talked about like that, And I'm sure Martell knew that. But Martell, when he gets mad, you guys, we already know how he reacts. So like I said, I don't watch the show, so I don't know what brought all that on, but I did see the clip where he's going on and on about Letitia and all that. Now, in the clip, Letitia tries to look unbothered. She appears unbothered. Oh, hey, well, you know what, babe? I know, babe. I guess I did it, babe. Or whatever the hell she was saying. I was just like, but she was bothered by that. Okay, anybody that's sitting there listening to you and pulling your whole card, not even saying the girl was a hoe. She was single, she was young back then, she was dating, but when somebody starts to say shit like that, that do bother you, and we know that because apparently Letitia was on this interview with Carlos, I guess it was Carlos King's show. Carlos King, Dustin Ross, there was another girl on that Zoom show as well. I don't know who the other person is. I apologize. Maybe some of you guys who know everything, you guys can tell me who that other person was. Yet and still, while she was in that interview, she's talking about a number of things. The clip that I was, the part of the clip that was important to me was where she's talking about, Martell. And now remember, the Scotts have all supported Martell in his bullshit. We saw how he did Mel. You can love or hate Mel. Mel has her ways, absolutely. However, at the end of the day, Martell is the one who not only cheated on his wife, but produced another baby on his wife. Okay. And then didn't even cut it then, still kept the relationship with what y'all call her, coleslaw, kept the relationship going with her and, was trying to get back with Mel. And they had all this back and forth shit before they could finally just say it was done, Mel was done and all that. But we cannot forget that Martell is the reason why their marriage is no longer together. Okay? Martell can say whatever he want to say about Mel. He is the reason. Okay. He will admit that, but then when he get mad and shit, then he want to start talking about what Mel did and how she was this and she was going around and letting people put face in the place. All that don't matter. After you've had a baby, nigga, I'm fixing to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Okay. First of all, I'm not about to stay with somebody that has a baby. Like Wendy Williams, baby, that is where we draw the line. All right, because you can work through cheating. I think that some people can work through cheating, but you cannot work through a fucking baby that's going to be in your life for 18 years and maybe even longer. Most likely even longer, meaning that you got to now deal with the fucking mama, maybe the mama and the new man that she with, this baby. I'm gonna make things much more simple for you. You go be with the whole, y'all be a family with your baby. You can come still visit your kids and everything, but the rest, I'm done. Mel tried to make things good between the two of them and be like, we gonna be family regardless. I'm gonna start seeing other people, you gonna see other people, but our kids are gonna be around each other and we need to make sure. Mel tried that approach. It didn't work with Martell. So it was just to the point where, let me leave this nigga alone. They was fighting and shit. Apparently Martell had a video of them having sex and he was showing the video. Okay. I guess, well, this did come up last season when I was watching as well, but this revenge porn, Mel's case didn't get to, no, he actually did get, she went to the police about it and he actually was charged with something. Okay. And you guys, again, my memory is real light, so don't please, like, I know that it might not be 100% accurate. I'm just going by memory. I did not research it. Okay. They all downplayed it and said it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't really revenge porn, that Martell was threatening to put the stuff out, but he never did. And they were saying all that kind of shit back last season. Well, apparently now Letitia's on this special with this new information that she pissed that Martell was telling. Now she done changed her tune. Oh yeah, the revenge porn, it did happen. He was showing it to everybody. All the fellas had done seen it. But didn't you guys say that shit was not real back last season? Did you guys gaslight Mel to the point where y'all was like, no, it didn't, and you guys still stayed in Martell's corner? Like, yet and still, now you telling us about this revenge porn shit. That's one thing. Secondly, she also dropped the bombshell. My Fashion Nova, our package has been shipped. Just came across the screen. They had a great sale. Secondly, you guys, she also dropped the bombshell that Martell has been going all around Huntsville, and that it's like known knowledge out there, apparently, that Martell likes to sleep with women and men. And that's not alleged. She said that this is something that she knows for a fact. All right. Not cool. I don't like when people out people. Like, if Martell is going to be bisexual, then that's on Martell. I mean, this story has never come out. Like, we never have known Martell to do that. I mean, it wouldn't be all that shocking. All right. It don't even matter at this point. But the fact that she's blasting it and saying it's like, but you guys have been Martell's friend this whole time. Oh, Martell, listen, you guys was going against Mel. Like I said, Mel has got many of her ways, but you guys made it seem like Mel was just 100% tripping and that it was Martell. You was going to be ride or die for Martell the whole time. Now, all of a sudden, he switching sides and he do both men and women and all that. I mean, I guess Tisha probably is like, well, he out here telling all my hotels, then I'm gonna tell his as well. But still, who is supposed to believe anything that you say now, because you guys lied about the fucking revenge porn? Like, you guys lied about it. You sat there and said it did happen, but you guys kept on saying it wasn't that big a C. Yeah, that's why I'm just like, I'm so done, because Letitia getting up there and saying that this is something that she cannot roll back. That information is out there now. And she better be ready when Martell with his crazy fucking ass come back at her, because you better believe Martell is going to do something. I don't know when. Yeah, I don't know. They already did the reunion, so it's not like it can even come up on the reunion. I believe they recorded the reunion already. But Martell is going to do something. Mark my words, he might even save it for the next season, but he is going to get them back. And to me, it just made them all look bad. It made them look bad. Like, it's just like, why, girl, you should have just took that on the chin like the rest of the times that Martell said shit about your husband. I guess she was just like, you say all you want about Marcel, don't come talking about me and who I open my legs up to, you know. Yeah, not Letitia's glowing moment, but I mean, I guess you can't really be that mad. I mean, people, if you fighting, if you beating, fighting below the belt, then all the gloves is off and everything. It's just that it's ironic that y'all have been gaslighting Mel for all this time, knowing good and damn well that Martell is full of shit. Y'all knew it. You knew he was doing all this shit, and you just, yeah. So, like I said, I am so glad I don't review that show anymore. I don't miss it at all. What I do miss, though, is Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm not going to lie. I miss it. I did need this break. I needed this break because I felt like every review I was complaining, and I hate to do that. So I did need the break, but next season I am going to pick it back up. So I am telling you guys that. And of course, when Real Housewives of Atlanta starts in January, then we will be reviewing that as well. But any Carlos King shows, like, I don't miss them, and I don't plan on ever looking at them again. Okay, for this type of reason exactly. Love and Marriage Huntsville used to put me through it. Like, I would be exhausted. So, but yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about that. Like, do you think that it's cool for Letitia? I mean, I understand why she felt like she wanted to blast the fact that he might be sleeping with men and women at the same time or whatever. But my problem more is y'all acted like Martell just been innocent this whole time when you knew he wasn't. That revenge porn thing, yeah. Y'all let me know what you think about that, and let me move on to the next topic. All right, you guys, this JayZ case, I guess we can talk about it, child. It's a lot going on still. Like I said, they really need to try to calm it down. They need to calm this story down before it gets too big and the machine takes over and everybody get chewed up and spit out. Right now, everybody on both sides is claiming that the other side is doing some low down dastardly shit. Okay, on JayZ's team, they're saying that they had somebody come that used to be one of those people that was trying to sue with Tony Busby. Apparently Tony Busby's team allegedly told this person that, they needed to lie and say that they had been drugged and raped, or they weren't going to take the case, and they said that they didn't want to do that, so they got dropped. All right. That's what JayZ's team is saying. Tony Busby's team is saying something pretty similar, that one of their clients was being approached by JayZ's team saying, basically offering money for them to change whatever story that they may have given Tony Busby. Okay. So everybody on both sides is talking about it. Tony Busby is saying that he actually has it on tape. So, that's what's happening there. But yeah, the story is starting to get chaotic, just like the rest of the Puffy cases have gotten chaotic. Okay, we've gone from Cassie and Don and the Lil Rod guy to now we've got 120 some people trying to sue. It's just a whole bunch going on there, and it's about to, if they can't wrap this shit up with JayZ, then that might grow bigger as well. Like I told you guys last week, we just gonna wait and see. As far as the NFL, we saw 50 Cent. He was on an interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood. And he was talking about how the NFL probably are going to cut ties with JayZ because the NFL doesn't want to be associated with this kind of topic, period. You guys know that the NFL has very much a low tolerance or a no tolerance policy when it comes to certain things. And so 50 Cent, like many of us were assuming, was saying that the NFL is probably going to cut ties with JayZ. As for now, Roger Goodell is saying that no, they are not planning on cutting any ties. Everything is moving forward. JayZ is keeping the same position with the NFL. They are going to still have Beyonce working the halftime on the Christmas game. They even extended the halftime to 20 minutes so that Beyonce can, do all of her Beyonce things, and that the Super Bowl is still moving forward with Kendrick Lamar. I was like, I know Kendrick better not have been affected by JayZ's shit, you know. But yeah, they said that everything is still moving forward as planned. I will put in for now because, again, if this story gets any bigger, then the NFL is probably going to change course on that. But for now, everybody is still in. Everything is still in place. Last week, it was a lot going on with this case. We just a few things that I had noticed that were in my comments. One, a lot of you guys were saying that Foxy Brown was in a relationship with JayZ when she was young. Foxy Brown has come out and said that that has never been true, and that, people continue to tell that story, but they never had a relationship. So that's one thing. Secondly, some of you guys were like, Roxanne, it's funny that you just automatically assume that Puffy was guilty and Bill Cosby was guilty, but you're willing to give JayZ a second look. To that I say, JayZ, while I have heard that he's an ass, if this story would have came out and somebody said that JayZ had been beat somebody's ass, I probably would have believed it a little bit better than just automatically believing that he sexually assaulted a child of all things. Okay, not saying that's impossible, not saying I'm not saying that any of this could not have happened. I'm just saying that, to me, when I look at the story, that doesn't seem like something that he would do. Doesn't mean that he did not do it. Okay. Bill Cosby and Puffy have always had these kind of rumors going around about them for years. That's why it was easier for me to be like, okay, well, I had already kind of heard stories about this. All right. And, even though it was continued to be rumor, it was easier to believe. I don't know why people don't understand that. I realize that everybody is innocent till they're proven guilty, but when there's stories that have been going around and then somebody kind of confirms the story, then that's a different way that you look at the story, as opposed to some shit just coming out the clear blue sky. And then, you got to be trying to force yourself to believe that this is something that person would do. All right. I'm not saying that that's an unbiased way. I am very clear that I'm being biased. All right. But that's just kind of how I work. And I feel like if people were being truthful with themselves, that's how they work too. You believe certain things about certain people, and then there's other people you be like, oh, no, not them, until you find out differently. So that's where I am with the JayZ thing. Okay. If the man did it, if they have proof, because to me, it was so long ago that the only way that this story is going to have any legs is if you have proof. Otherwise, he's saying he didn't. The other person is saying that they did. There's no way to prove that. It's a he say, she say kind of thing. So we waiting on the evidence and all that. But with Puffy's situation, we saw the video. Okay. With Bill Cosby's situation, you guys will forget that he had that one when he was in court a long time ago where he admitted that he was drugging these women. He admitted it, but then they weren't able to use that information, but they used it, and that's how they ended up putting him in jail, and that's how he ended up getting out, because they were not supposed to use that information. Okay? Like, people don't remember all of the ins and outs of that Bill Cosby case. But he admitted that he did this because he knew that he was speaking and that he was not going to be in trouble for it. So he told them everything that he did. Okay? Y'all go back and research that. Okay? So yeah, that's it, y'all. That's it. This JayZ, yeah, we just gonna see what happens. We gonna continue on. He looked real fed up though. He was at that at that red carpet with the family, looking like he was over it. Poor Beyonce looked like she had a smile plastered on her face. Okay. And poor Blue Ivy is, getting caught up in everything as a result of her father and the shit that he's going through. People talking about the dress. I thought the dress was beautiful. But I can see why people would have a problem with the top part. She looks like she can be she might be a busty girl. She's only 12 years old. Like, I got it. But to me, I mean, she's there. She looks like a princess. I think people would have been happier. We could have just slapped a couple of spaghetti straps, right? One right here and one right there. It would have, changed the look of the dress. But the dress was fine to me. Okay. I think people are nitpicking. Looked like a cotillion dress, but in gold. But I understand why people feel that the way that they do. Somebody just, this guy he's looking like, why is she in this car talking? Anyway. Yeah, we just gonna see, y'all. We just gonna wait and see. That's all I got on it. Okay, let's move on to the next story. All right, you guys, our boy Peter Thomas, one of the original Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, house husband, I should say. Patricia, the housewife. He's been suggested by the feds to serve at least 2 years of prison time for his negligence in paying millions of dollars in taxes withheld from his workers' paychecks at his restaurants. Now, we talked about this. We've talked about this over the years, you guys. And we've had a lot of times when Peter kind of arrogantly, made it seem like, no, he wasn't doing anything wrong and they were fighting all of these charges and blopty blue. Well, what a difference a day make. I think that last year they was finally able to get Peter to understand that you are in a lot of trouble. Okay. One thing Uncle Sam don't play with is them fucking taxes. You gonna pay Uncle Sam and then you gonna do whatever the hell else you gotta do, but you gonna pay these taxes. That's all you can do in this world is stay the color that you was born as, pay taxes, and fucking die. Okay. So Peter with his black ass, you gonna pay these taxes, and if you don't pay the taxes, you gonna go to jail. And so I think that that's where we are with it. They are suggesting 2 years. Now, you guys remember Peter Thomas came out earlier this year, I think it was, I talked about in Top of the Blogs, where he was quite contrite. And he was like, I apologize, and, this is really serious, and, I'm going to do what I can to fix it and all that. But that's not the story that he was giving us for many years beforehand. We was hearing about people not getting their checks, people not, him just packing up and leaving. Folks was looking for their money, wasn't providing any kind of benefits for his employees, no health care. He just was doing the most, and the employees was fed up. And what seemed like was Peter's MO was he'd open a restaurant, it would be very successful, but then once it started hitting those money problems, instead of him trying to work the money problems out, he just closed that shit up and go move somewhere else and open it up there, baby. He had bar one here. Let me see. I got all of the names of the restaurants. So the lounges / restaurants that he had. Club One Charlotte, Sports One Charlotte, PT Media, which I'm assuming is Peter Thomas Media, Bar One Miami Beach, and Bar One Baltimore. Those are the ones that have failed. Okay, those are the businesses that have failed. Those are the ones that are in question. But you guys know that he had Bar One here in Atlanta. He had that place with Cynthia. Cynthia told us a long time ago that she was the one that was helping keep the financial part of the place running. And that's probably the only reason why Bar One is not included in this damn lawsuit, because Cynthia was handling that shit. But once him and Cynthia broke up, then he had to go back to his scamming, scandalous ways. And now he has found himself on the bad side of the feds. And baby, no, nobody need to be on that side. So they said that he failed to pay over $2.5 million in employment taxes, including more than $1.7 million in trust fund taxes for the wages of his employees. Okay. So yeah, Peter now sees the writing on the wall. I'm sure he doesn't want to go to jail. I mean, I'd hate to see Peter Thomas going to jail, but again, you just cannot not pay taxes. I tell you, I complain about my taxes every year. You guys know that damn IRS, you can do a whole lot, but you just can't get away from these people. You cannot. And then if you on social media and you sitting up there sort of like, I ain't do that and I'm not paying nothing. And we gonna see when we go to court, and you just being so outwardly arrogant, like, when they know you did what you did, it ain't gonna look good for you. So we're gonna see what happens. Like right now, I think Peter has real serious problems and he ain't trying to go to jail. So he's trying to work that out. But I have a feeling that Peter's probably gonna spend a little time in jail, which is unfortunate. Okay. Also, I guess since we talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, not really, but sort of. Did you guys see that Kandi and Kenya did a Amazon Live together? And I didn't watch the Amazon Live, but the clip that I saw was when Kandi was saying how everybody looks good, on the show. People that have left, they looking good. They mentioned Nene and how Nene looks really good. Her body is banging, her clothes, the shit that she be wearing, which is true. Nene looks really good. Okay? Nene looks really good from the neck down. The neck up, her face, her face looks fine, except that is not her face. That is the point that I have been trying to make, that it is very strange to me that Nene continues to filter herself so heavily that she doesn't even look like herself. But then when NYX did that special thing that they did with her recently, we saw her regular face, because I guess NYX was like, baby, we ain't doing all that filter and shit. So we saw her same regular nose and her regular cheekbones, and it ain't all contoured and everything the way that she likes to have her pictures edited. It just is weird to me. But anyway, that's what she wants to do, fine. It's just strange because you look like that on the pictures, but then when we see you in person, we're going to be like, that look like old Nene, not new Nene, not the Nene that was walking down Peachtree with this little slit skirt on and this, like bustier type of shirt and blonde hair and all that. Like, no, that's Nene Leakes from Real Housewives of Atlanta, not the new Nene, So Kenya was like, yeah, she just needs to not heavily edit herself any longer. She doesn't need to do that. I don't think Kenya was trying to be shady at all. Like at this point, I think that many of us think that, you don't have to do that, girl. Like she was like, she has great skin. She looks good. Her wigs, her hair be right. The body is right. The clothes be right. I totally agree with Kenya. Nene does not need to do that. We all be touching and filtering and doing shit. I don't have it on my videos, but our pictures and stuff, anything where I could have a filter. If I need to just, make a bitch not look so hard and rugged, that's what I'm going to do, but completely changing your face is another thing. So I agree with Kenya. And then Kandi mentioned that, that she can get over the petty arguments on Real Housewives of Atlanta because it's nothing serious. But, there's one person that she'll never talk to. Of course, we know that's Phaedra. Phaedra tried to ruin her life, like Kandi said. So she's never going to see it for Phaedra. She'll never be friends with her again. All right. Yeah, y'all let me know what you think about all that. We're going to move on to the next story. All right, you guys. So it's holiday times and families are getting together. Christmas, Thanksgiving just passed, Christmas is coming, New Year's is coming, everybody wants to get together with their loved ones and enjoy the days. And Young Thug would like to do that too. He's from Atlanta. He has a lot of family in Atlanta and he wants to be able to get together with his family. However, we know that when Young Thug did plead to the plea deal, one of the stipulations was that there was a 10-year ban from the city of Atlanta. Okay. Cannot come into the city of Atlanta for the next 10 years. That's going to be extremely difficult for somebody that's born and raised in Atlanta. Yet and still, hell, if that means that I get out of this damn jail, then fine. I will not go to Atlanta, but that is not something that I'm sure that's not something that he wanted to do. His father was very upset about that when they handed that down, but it is what it is. Okay. That's what he accepted. Now, a few weeks later, the last two remaining defendants, they were found not guilty. And so, of course, after the fact, everybody is just sort of like, damn, Young Thug then agreed to all this ridiculous ass can't go, on a certain street. But if he would have just stuck it out, he probably wouldn't have had any of them kind of stipulations. So even though he didn't regret it, I'm sure he probably was like, yeah, let's telling his his lawyers, like, maybe we can try to see if they can change that probation, especially after the verdict came in the way that they did. So they asked the Judge Paige Whitaker. Is that her name? I think that is her name. Yeah, they asked the judge if they could make a change, and that can he go to Atlanta. We ain't saying that he got to live there and stuff, but can he go there so he can see his family, in the holidays, blah, 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 blah. So the judge took it under consideration and came back and said, okay, this is what we gonna do. Starting Halloween 2027, if you don't have any violations of probation from now on to then, you can visit the city 2 weeks at a time, 4 times per year on a non-consecutive basis. He has to notify the probation office at least 5 days before each visit, and he'd be able to go into Atlanta. But this still doesn't start until 2027. So for the next 3 years, he can't have any violations of probation, and then he'll be able to go into the city of Atlanta. The whole thing feels really stupid and petty, and I'll explain why. It feels like the city of Atlanta, okay, is salty about the fact that they didn't get their big fish the way they wanted to. And so now they're just like, okay, well, you go on, but you can't never come back here again. Okay. The thing that's ridiculous about it, though, is that city of Atlanta weaves through all of the cities here. For instance, I live in College Park. My friend Simone lives in Atlanta. Simone only lives a 5-minute drive away from my house, 5-6-minute drive away from my house. And then if you continue on past her house a little bit further than you in Union City, you can make a right and you can be in Fayetteville, you can make a left and so it's like it goes through the city. So it's like even hard to say. Literally, you can cross the street and be in the city of Atlanta. Okay. So it's just like, it feels ridiculous because honestly, if you're going to do crime, you're going to do crime anywhere. The same drugs and guns and gangs and all the shit that you was doing in Atlanta, you can do that in College Park and just be 2 minutes away from the city. So it's like, it's stupid. It's stupid to me. But like I said, it feels like the city of Atlanta, they just felt like they needed to have something that was really going to stick to him. And so that's the way that they did it. But to me, still 3 years, that man gonna have probation in his life for a long time. And that was the problem that Meek Mill had, with the shit. You can't even do one little small thing. Meek Mill popped the fucking willie on the street and they put his ass back in jail, so y'all gonna let that man go visit his people. Okay? Damn. No, do y'all agree? Or do you guys think that that's what he agreed to, so that's what it is? Y'all let me know what you think about that, and let's move on to the next story. Oh, there is no next story. That's it, y'all. I'm fixing to run and go get me some sushi and then bring it on back to the office, you guys. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.